Hello my beautiful souls and welcome to my tarot card channel. If you're new here, my name is Jim, and in today's pick card reading we're going to be discussing what is mysteriously attractive about you. So in pick card readings you can view them how you like, you can watch whatever pile catches your eye, as long as you take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that the way that I read tarot is about self-reflection, it's about showing you the different options you have, and it's also for entertainment purposes, so don't take anything too seriously. Know that you have your own free will and to trust your own intuition. So we have 3 piles here today, so let's talk about the pile selection. So for today we have pile 1, which is the main character from Solo Leveling. So if Solo Leveling or the main character from Solo Leveling catches your eye, please pick pile 1. We're going to be talking about him in the beginning to talk a little bit about the messages we're getting from your thumbnail. So if that catches your eye, please pick pile 1. Then for pile 2, we have, I think it's Takashi, or again with the guy with the scar. We had him in our last reading, but he is from Naruto. So if Naruto, or this character from Naruto, catches your eye, please pick pile 2. And then we have this guy from Demon Slayer. So if this catches your eye, please pick this character from Demon Slayer catches your eye, please pick pile 3. Okay, let's hop into your reading. Hello, my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading on what is mysteriously attractive about you. So, before we hop into the reading, I want to let you guys know that I do offer personal readings. I have access to my Discord over there, so if you guys want to join the community over there, I'm going to be creating a community, so if you want to join. Also, I have a wish list, so if you want to donate to the channel, I have a Cash App if you guys want to donate. Also, we do offer readings, so if you're interested in readings, I have 30-minute readings with a single deck, and every single deck you see on my channel is listed over there. Also, Pinterest readings as well. And I have bundle readings, so they're customizable, they're positive, and they're an hour long, and some of them are an hour and a half long. So if you have been interested and you want me to read for you guys, let me know, and you could check that out and purchase one over there. If not, no worries. I also sell affirmation t-shirts. I also have cute gym sets. So if you are looking to get yourself a cute gym set, I do have some with matching colors, top and bottoms. Yeah, so that's with that. I also, if none of that interests you, I also have an extended reading for this pile. So if you feel like this pile really resonated with you and you want to hear more, I do have that on my Patreon. It is ad-free. It is more 18 plus. I'm allowed to say more 18 plus things over there. And it supports the channel. So yeah, thank you for listening. Let's hop into your reading. So we are going to first talk about your thumbnail. So the messages I'm getting about your thumbnail, what is mysteriously attractive about you, could be that maybe you're a little bit quiet. It could be that, and the reason why I'm saying that is because he's got his finger over his mouth. People could really like your eye color. People could really love your eyes. So this main character from Solo Leveling is Sung Ji-woo. He's humble. He's benevolent. Person with traits like being quiet, introverted, and determined. So those could be all things about you that are very mysteriously attractive. Also, it says people find him attractive because his immense ambition to become the strongest for his family, his loyalty, and his independence. You could be very independent, very loyal. You could be very family-oriented, pile 1. Also, people could really like your quiet strength. You could be very humble. You could also be someone who has incredible powers, and it's almost like your potential. And people could just envision your potential, and people could see how strong truly you are meant to be, that it's very intimidating. And that could be what is, like for example with Solo Leveling, like he is only halfway to the strength that he will reach, and it's like people just would not expect that out of him. It's like incredibly strong. So when people see you, they're very intimidated by you and from your power and from your potential. So that is what we have here, and it says creates a compelling and admirable character. So those are all the things about your character. Let's see what messages we get from your index. So what makes pile 1 mysteriously attractive? There could be something about you taking bubble baths. There could be something about people wanting to take a romantic bubble bath with you. It says you are so adaptable. Change. there could be something about you being someone who has changed drastically. Like, I know with Solo Leveling 2, the main character, I think he dies, and then he comes back to life, like, with this new superpower of being able to, like, create life as a video game. And basically, like, he's just gotta, like, do these daily tasks, and that's how he's able to level up, like a video game. So there could be something about you, Pile 1. What is so mysteriously attractive about you is the fact that you are adaptable, the fact that you could adapt to any environment, any different types of change, and you change with the current. It's like almost like you go with the flow, and like when you go with the flow, it's like you excel at it. Like, I'm thinking of like a fish, you know, let's say that the current changes, but the fish adapts to it and then just, you know, excels, like goes really fast or like really, you know, strong in that direction. So that's what I have with that. What else do we have for Pile 1? What else is mysteriously attractive? Some of you guys could be non-binary. There could be something about the fact that you might be non-binary. You could also be very confident. You could be very confidently sexy. I can't show the word because YouTube will demonetize me. We also have you are enticing. People could be very mysteriously enticed by you and your demeanor. Maybe like the things you say, the way you act. People are just intrigued by you. It's almost like you don't really give maybe too much, so people want to know more. Some of you guys could be a bartender, maybe great drinks. Maybe you guys make like great protein shakes. Because I thought about, like, I know how Jinyu like works out a lot. We have this person is a hot mess over you. There could be someone who's a hot mess over you, and people are mysteriously like wondering how you're doing, or like I feel like you're acting maybe mysterious. People could just be like wondering how you're able to like be okay. That could be for some of you. It says, can you handle me? People wonder if you could handle them. Like, people could feel like maybe they're a little bit too much for you, because maybe for some of you, you guys are like a little bit more quiet, a little bit more introverted, but maybe it's just because they haven't gotten to see your wild side. That could be for some of you. What else? How else do people feel what is mysteriously attractive? Some of you guys could be Libras. Y'all could be lucky as hell. There could be something about you being, what's mysteriously attractive about you is like the fact that luck is always on your side. The universe is always, you know, looking out for you, always protecting you, always working in your favor. It's almost like with Jinyu from Solo Leveling, like he almost died, but somehow he was resurrected, brought back to life. Like, what is the percentage of that actually happening? Like, it's almost like maybe for some of you, this could be a very specific message. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But for some of you, maybe you guys had like a life-threatening situation that possibly like almost happened, but it was almost like you were meant to be alive, you were meant to thrive, you were meant to, you know, continue. And maybe it was like almost like an eye-opener, and it really just like changed you, and you had like this big tower moment of like drastic change, and it's just like shifted you in such a better direction in life. And people like are like, wow, Pile 1 has really changed. Like, yeah. So that's what I'm having with that. For some of you, there could be something about your family. Definitely family-oriented. People could want to introduce you to their family, or people could want to be introduced to your family. So that's what I have with your index messages. Let's see what we have with your Pinterest board. So with Pinterest, people could like your flirty nature. Hold on, let me record this so you guys can see it better. People could be intrigued by your flirty nature. Maybe some of you guys are a little bit flirty. Maybe like you guys are quiet and shy when people first get to know you, but then as they get to know you, this new like flirty type of person comes out. You could be absolutely gorgeous. Maybe you look like this. Maybe you have a beautiful chest. It says, I wish I could be holding your hand. Well, never mind. Maybe for some of you, there could be something about what's mysteriously attractive about you is maybe for some of you, I want to say you're like a walking ghost. Like people, maybe there are some people you left in the past. Maybe like you're the person not responding to this person. Or maybe this is you messaging And there could just be something about what's mysteriously attractive about you. Is like people don't know where your head's at, people don't know how you feel. You might be hard to read, and people might feel vulnerable when they like reach out to you, or like express affection. Or it could be you're the person, you know, being very affectionate, being very loving, and maybe you changed your direction because it wasn't with like the right people that would reciprocate it. So we also have you are a bad bitch. First off, Paiwan, you are literally a bad bitch. Like, we literally have that right there. It says, my soul yearns for a soul like my own. There could be something about you, like, maybe reconnecting with your soul. Maybe, like, the things you love about yourself is what you are looking to find in, like, a partner. There could be also something about my soul yearns for a soul like my own. So there could be something about maybe you really starting to love yourself, and then it's like you are manifesting a soul like your own. So sometimes she hides herself away just to see if she is worth looking for. It says, listen to me, not your Spotify playlist. It says, but Frank Ocean sounds better. Will they remember me? So interesting. These two messages are so strange. I don't know why it's so strange to me, but it's like she hides herself away just to see if she's if she's worth looking for. Will they remember me? Have you left? Have you left? Have you hid away from someone? If that resonates, Paiwan, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments, because I'm really curious. But there could be something about it's not that you weren't worth like being looked for. It's more of just like, I don't know. You are somebody definitely worth remembering. You are somebody definitely worth looking for and searching for. And maybe if you haven't felt that right now, doesn't mean that will never come towards you. This could be some sort of self-deprecating thoughts for some of you that could be worked out through therapy. But overall, though, I think what these messages are saying is like, don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to step out. You know, you don't have to hide yourself away. You don't have to, like, you don't have to dim your light. And you are worth finding. You're worth looking for. You're worth remembering. You're a wonderful soul. We have sometimes what didn't work out for you really worked out for you. For some of you, maybe this is a love connection coming out here a little bit, where you like walked away and you're like, oh, are they gonna like chase me? Are they gonna look for me? Are they gonna remember me? Trust me, they will remember you. You definitely put in probably way more than anyone else will. And you are definitely an amazing person, and like, of course they're gonna remember you. And it worked out. It didn't work out for a reason for some of you. But let's focus more back on what's mysteriously attractive about you. It says me behaving for 33 seconds, all my personalities. One girl, good girl, please. Maybe there's something about being called good girl. Maybe you're someone who doesn't behave. It says full of love, but low on trust. Maybe you have a distrust. Maybe it's difficult for you to trust people. And if that's the case, let me recommend a book for you. Let me recommend an amazing book for you, my beautiful Paiwans. It says whole pretty. It's so interesting. Want to be my regret. What? Life of love. Stargirl. Does it get easier? No, but you get used to it. life does get easier. It's based on how you perceive it. It says, question everything you know. You don't have to overthink. There's a lot of like ego messages coming out here. It says, you asked what I've been doing all this time, as if surviving wasn't much of an effort. Maybe you've been in survival mode, pile 1. It says, abundance starts first in the mind. Maybe one day. What I'm getting from you, what's mysteriously attractive about you, pile 1, is that you're no longer just in survival mode. You're no longer just focusing on surviving and letting like ego thoughts get in the way. You are now thriving. You are now coming from a place of love. You are now looking at the positives in life, and you are now focusing on the beauty that comes with life. There's so many beautiful things in life. You just have to look at them. You just have to see them. When you're focusing on the bad, that's all you see. So mostly I want to be kind. So the last thing I want to say is, if you feel like this image resonated with you, there's a book called The Inner Works of a Relationship, and there's a section specifically for the distrust wound, and it tells you how to heal this in order to have better relationships with people, with loved ones, with family, with friends. And it's definitely a book I recommend because it has really helped me. So, yeah. But that is what I have for you, my beautiful pile 1s. If you felt like this resonated with you, please leave a like and let me know how it resonated in the comments. I'd love to hear. I love hearing your guys' stories. It really is very interesting. And also, if you guys are interested, I'm going to have an extended, if this resonated and you want to hear more about this, we will have that on my Patreon. But anyways, thank you so much for just being here. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in one of the next ones. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 2s. If you chose this thumbnail, this will be your reading on why you are mysteriously attractive. So before we hop into your reading, I want to let you guys know that I do offer personal readings. So I have 30-minute readings from single deck. So every single deck you see on my channel is listed over there. Also, I do have customizable readings, so you could customize them. They're bundles, and I have love readings, 18+ readings, career readings, whole ton over there. So if you want to check it out, if you're interested, make sure to do so. Also, I do sell clothing, women's clothing as well. So if you're interested in like getting yourself a little cute gym set, I do have that linked over there. Thank you for listening to that. Also, we're gonna have an extended reading over on Patreon, where I'm allowed to say more 18+ messages, as well as ad-free, and it also supports the channel. So if you're interested, if you feel like this resonated with you, you could go check that out over there. Thank you for listening. Let's hop into reading. So the first thing I was getting for your thumbnail, my beautiful pile 2, is your character is Kakashi from Naruto. So I looked up what's his personality trait. So it says he's very complex, multifaceted personality, which combines an easygoing, laid-back facade with an immense intelligence and emotional depth and heroic actions. So these could be things about you that people may assume that you're very laid back, you're really easygoing, you're chill, but then like there's another side to you where it's like you're very, you're very intelligent, you're very, like you have a lot of depth emotionally, and you could be like a hero, like have a lot of heroic actions. That it also says his traits combined with his air of mystery. He's also just a mysterious character from the show, so that would definitely fit with this reading. Makes him a captivating and attractive character. I think you are very captivating. I think you are also, maybe you just ooze mystery, and people could feel like you're very goofy and relaxed, but then you're also somebody who's very intelligent and good at perception or perceiving like things quickly, because he's like a skilled fighter. So you could be also very stoic, maybe very serious. Maybe you struggled with, like, from the past, having some sort of emotional wounds, just like how he has scars. Also somebody who's a compassionate mentor. Maybe you're like a teacher, maybe you teach others. It's coming from a place of like wise teacher, also being someone who's very strong. So if that resonates, it also says badass aesthetic. I'm dead. So it could be something about your aesthetic being very badass as well. So let's see what we have with your index messages. So what about pile 2. For some of you, maybe you guys are Italian, maybe you have Italy could be significant to you. Maybe you guys have went through a lot of therapy or healing your mindset. Maybe you've been growing a lot and you've developed a very secure attachment with yourself and with others. And just this in itself could be something that maybe not a lot of people have ever seen or endured, but like even though you may have struggled in the past, like with relationships, or maybe you struggled like with trauma, just like how this character had, that maybe for some of you, maybe not, but it could just be the fact that you've grown, you developed a, secure attachment, like you've healed a lot that is very mysteriously attractive. So like maybe a lot of people haven't seen that. For some of you, what the heck? For some of you, maybe you guys dealt with a narcissistic Aries, or it did kind of come in reverse. So maybe for some of you, people could like how humble you are. For some of you, it could also be maybe people really like how much you love yourself, how much you stick up for yourself, and people could like the fact that you are, about yourself, you encourage yourself, you talk highly about yourself. For some of you guys could be an Aries, some of you guys could be a princess. People could like that you are like a princess and that you want to be treated like a princess. We have just start. There could be something about, for some of you, maybe you guys like starting a project, starting something new. Maybe you're the type of person to not be afraid to just start things and excel at them. I'm kind of getting with you, pile 2. It's almost like whatever it is you start, you excel at. Maybe it takes you time to learn and to grow, and maybe you're not like, obviously, just like anything, you're not the best when you first start, but like over time you get so good at things that you just become very powerful. Like I feel like with your character, it's not like he just was talented from the jump. It's almost like he grew his abilities with time, and that's why he's teaching others. Like he teaches others how to do this. So there could be something about you teaching others, or you having a lot of skills, and like maybe for some of you, it's the fact that you start something new. What's mysteriously attractive about you is that you started, and that's just the beginning of. I looked this up, and it said something about like 90% of people just don't even start, and like the starting is just the most difficult part. And once you get through that, then it's like you're already way leagues above everyone else because you just started. So it says for some of you, that could be just like maybe you're starting something new project, maybe some sort of social media. Yeah. So we also have I'm in control of my own life. You could be someone who's very in control of making your decisions, having control over your own life. Like you could have a lot of like strength, willpower, and control, self-control. You could also be destined for fame and fortune. Oh my god. There could be some of you guys, maybe what the message I'm getting is what's mysteriously attractive about you is maybe you've started to develop the ability to not be afraid to, hype yourself up, and to not be afraid to talk good about yourself, to talk highly about yourself, to literally not be afraid to like maybe show off a little bit. And because this is in reverse, I feel like this is more of like a negative message. I feel like in reverse, I think it's more of like something positive, where sometimes this is a really interesting message. I think what I'm getting is like, in order to be good at something, you have to believe in yourself that you are, you're good enough to do it. And like sometimes you just have to allow yourself to have an ego, allow yourself to be your biggest hype man, allow yourself to be like, yeah, I'm in love with myself, I'm obsessed with myself, I'm obsessed with my own, I'm obsessed with my own, potential. And I know I'm gonna get there no matter what. And like just really being egotistical about yourself could really move you and really push you farther than most people, like sometimes when we're like self-deprecating, or sometimes when we're like, oh, like there's nothing wrong with being humble. Humble is a beautiful thing, of course. But also, like, we don't want to be too humble, because then we let beautiful opportunities pass us by, and just because we were like, oh, like, you know, whatever. Like, if you really want to pursue a dream, you really have to take it, grab it by the balls, you know, and like literally be like, I'm going to control like this outcome and make it something for myself. I'm going to take control over my life and stop playing, you know, maybe for some, maybe the victim, being like, oh, it's just because I'm not, you know, good enough or whatever. You are plenty good enough, pile 2. You are so phenomenal. This is why the opportunity is here for you to begin with. The reason to why this idea is already in your mind is because it's meant for you. So for some of you, you guys are destined for fame and fortune. And maybe for some of you, maybe you guys haven't seen it yet, or maybe you already know. And this is saying from the universe, it's like, there's nothing wrong with having an ego. There's nothing wrong with, you know, believing in yourself. It's about not comparing yourself to other people. It's not about putting others down, but it's also, it's about, you know, like believing in yourself. So, and like, again, like if we didn't have egos, we wouldn't strive for big goals. So it's a good thing to have an ego, you know? So that could be maybe a message for someone in particular, but let's see what else we have. It says, treat yourself how you want others to treat you. So, and then we have, I am unique. You could be very unique, and that is what is maybe your aesthetic, maybe your look, definitely your look. It said something about his unique aesthetic could be what is very mysteriously attractive. So for you guys, I think your physical appearance is also very attractive and mysteriously attractive. Look very different, maybe like foreign, or maybe unique, or maybe exotic, or maybe it's not even any of that. It's just that you dress differently, you style yourself differently, and it really makes you stand out from the crowd, and it's very mysteriously attractive. It's very intriguing. But with this thing, it says treat yourself how you want others to treat you. You could also be, there could be something about, like, you may have a really big, like, dream and big ego, and like, because you know that you are destined for fame and fortune, and you're not afraid to step out in the spotlight and like really just know your worth. But also I think there's like a balance between you also, you know, not losing yourself in that, and still honoring and respecting others, and other people's feelings, other people's, you know, treating people the way that, you know, you want to be treated. I think for some of you, if that message that I said previously really resonates, I think talking to a therapist and working through ego thoughts can really help you get clear on what good ego thoughts to keep and what non-self-sabotaging ego thoughts to throw out. So that could be something to, you know, look for. Believe in miracles. Oh my god, I think the fact that you believe in miracles, pile 2, I'm kind of getting like, people may doubt you. People might be like, oh my god, pile 2's not going to be able to do it. And then somehow it's like you put on this performance, and you put on a show that nobody has ever seen before, and people are like, because of you, people believe in miracles. Like, you are a miracle child. Like, there's just something about you, pile 2, that people have never seen before. You are like the what is it? The low percent. It's like when there's a low percent outcome of it, like turning out, you are that percent of it happening. What is it? What is that called? I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's like when things are against, you are against all odds. You are a miracle child. Okay, so what else do we have? Acceptance. You could also be someone who is accepting yourself, accepting the situation, accepting others, and also people could be imagining you in bed. Okay. Some people could want to make it official also. So that's what I have with your index messages. I talked way too long for your index messages, but let's see what we have with your Pinterest board. So we have, I will attract the right people by being myself. Yeah, don't feel like you need to dull yourself for anybody. So there could be something about you literally having witchy powers. There could be something about you having a very strong intuition and literally seeing the way the future is going to play out. We have, I will attract the right people by being myself. It says the problem is daddy issues. How the fuck do I fix it? For some of you, there could be something about healing your relationship with yourself and healing the relationship with your inner child, and like becoming your own adult instead of trying to fix somebody else. It's almost like kind of just accepting them and becoming your own adult. What else do we have? So Sabrim, I have no idea what that says. There could be something about a lighter. It says Charlie Brown. We have Smutty Bingo. It says Morley Gray, Filthy, Spice at page 3. She said harder in public on purpose. Fire, zero plot, all spice. I need a fan. Tie up, rough hands, soft heart. Maybe you guys are very kinky. There could be something about people just, maybe you exude like sex. And there could just be something about the things you do are very sexy. It says, I love the theory. Maybe you are also very spicy, or maybe you make things very fun. I love the theory that if a city attracts you, it's because there's something waiting for you and a part of your story has already been written. There could be something about you guys maybe moving, maybe you going to a new city, having a new start, traveling to somewhere new, and it just being absolutely what it was that you dreamed of, and to not be afraid to expand your horizons. You could be like a princess, you guys are royalty. Maybe you're like taking your throne. For some of you, maybe you guys like were gone for so long, but it's like you're finally stepping into your power, you're finally stepping into your throne. It says, rather be with you and all the bullshit. I did my best today. You're always doing your best. People love you that you're human. People know that you're not perfect. People love your imperfections. You are the main character of your life, so act like it. Damn. I feel like the universe is like trying to smack you back into reality. Like they're like, get a hold of yourself, Wild 2. Remember your fucking worth. Remember who it is you are. Like, and I love it. What you feel is valid even if no one understands. You are magic. Own that shit. You are literally magical. You are unlike no one else, Pile 2. But that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you just being here and being with me and allowing me to read for you. Also, if you felt like this reading resonated with you, I'm going to have an extended over on my Patreon. If you're interested, if not, no worries. Thank you. I'll leave you here. Thank you so much. I'll see you in one next ones. Bye! Hello, my beautiful Pile 3s. If you chose this thumbnail, this is Tegan from Demon Slayer. If you chose this will be your reading on what is mysteriously attractive about you. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is that I do offer personal readings. So if you guys are interested, I do have a tab here. I updated it, made some adjustments. I have 30-minute readings of every single deck you see on my channel. And I also have longer bundle readings that are customizable. You can let me know what decks you want, what you want in them. Also, I offer Pinterest readings, love readings, career readings, 18+ readings, and ton more. So if you're interested, check it out. I also sell gym clothing as well. So ladies, if you are interested in getting yourself a cute little Pilates set, I do have those listed over there. So anything helps, and I appreciate you just listening. So also, we're going to have an extended reading to this pile on my Patreon. It's ad-free. I'm allowed to talk a little bit more about the 18+ messages over there, and it supports the channel. So thank you. So if you feel like this reading resonates, you could check that out. If not, no worries. Let's hop into your reading. Thank you for listening. So with your thumbnail, we have Tengen Uzuri. It says, from Demon Slayer, known for his flamboyant, confident, eccentric personality, but he hides a more grounded, caring side beneath his brash exterior. People find him attractive for variety of reasons. So first off, people, okay, so the first thing that people could find to be very attractive, mysteriously attractive about you is some of you guys could be flamboyant. Maybe you dance between masculine and feminine appearances, and that could be very attractive to people. People could also like how confident you are. People could like your eccentric personality. You could be very electric. People could like that you have another side to you that is very caring and grounded, versus like maybe the exterior you present, which could be maybe a little bit more brash. People could find you attractive for many different reasons. There could be many different people finding you attractive for different reasons, but some people could find you attractive for your striking appearance, for your flashy style, and also for your deep loyalty towards your loved ones. So that is mainly what we have here. You could be also, maybe some of you guys have like a facade to you that could be a little bit cocky, boastful. People could really like that about you. And people could also really love the caring and compassionate side that you have as well. You could also be very smart, very strategic. And you could also be someone who's very very humble. Interesting. It says, humble and self-doubting. Despite his outward confidence, Tengen secretly carries a profound sense of humility and inferior complex. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. Okay, if you guys are watching from pile 1 or pile 2, I think pile 2 specifically. If you're watching from pile 2, there could be something about you that exudes confidence and exudes, like, for the lack of better words, maybe some like narcissism, but like in a good way. Obviously, I know, okay, just listen, just hear me out. There could be something about, like, what I've learned about narcissists is like sometimes they will present themselves to be very confident and very like outgoing and like, you know, but then inside it's because they struggle with like inferiority. And for some of you, there could be something about like you having a very confident exterior. You exude confidence, and you could be someone who's very like cocky, and people could really, really like that about you. But people could also really like the fact that you aren't perfect and that you may struggle with your own self-doubt or your own self-deprecating things about yourself. Like, they talk about how people who struggle with like narcissism, they struggle with their own inner voice, and like it's usually because they've had like a previous person be their inner voice that's always like doubting them, always being hard on them, so constantly they think these hard things about themselves. And there could be something about you, pile 3, that you could be healing this, and this could just be something that people like, is like your humility. People love this human aspect of you, like even though you come off as someone who exudes confidence, somebody who's extremely cocky, somebody who is literally like so strong, so powerful. It's like, how could there be any faults to this person? This person's like literally the best and always winning. That like they don't see that side to you, but when they see that side to you, it's almost like your humanity. It's almost like this is what makes you human, and it's almost like there could be something about releasing and healing the need to feel or the thoughts that make people feel inferior. Because you're not inferior. Nobody feels like you are. Everybody sees you as this, you know, powerful person. And it's okay to feel that way about yourself, but you don't need to be so hard on yourself. So that could be something. I know I talked way too long for that, but I think somebody really needed to hear that. So it says dream until it's your reality. Yeah, don't dreams. Dream until it's your reality. There could be something about you chasing your dreams, maybe you pursuing things and taking action towards them, and it says dream until it's your reality. Don't give up on them. Keep pursuing them, even if it's in little tiny ways. It says your drive is so attractive. People could be you could be also very kinky. That could be what's mysteriously attractive about you. What also is mysteriously attractive is your drive. You could be very determined, very consistent. You could be someone who, when you pursue things, you like give it your all. You give it your motherfucking all, pile 3, and that's so attractive. You attract a lot of people. So there could be some people who want to hook up with you. People could feel like your feelings are valid. People could really like when you are vulnerable and like you open up about your feelings. People could also feel like their feelings are valid. I don't know exactly what this is saying, but it says they could sense you're heartbroken. There could be some of you that maybe are having hard feelings towards something and feeling a little bit heartbroken. You have wealthy mindset. You have the wealthy mindset. Okay, pile 3. You could be not afraid to embarrass yourself. There's something truly beautiful about not being afraid to embarrass yourself. Look, we have this on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Because when you're not afraid to embarrass yourself and look like a fool, that is just what makes you more human, and that is what people find to, like, it's almost like when people, like, for example, let's say you fuck up. Let's say you like slip, you bust your ass, and you do a split, and like your pants split right by your butt crack, right? And let's say people around you are laughing. They're like, "Oh my god, that's so funny, haha." Now imagine if you reacted to it and got mad at everybody. Like, that would be something that was like, okay, that was because they took it personally. That's because they took it towards their ego. They took it personally. They took it as like, oh, this defines my worth. That doesn't define your worth. Mistakes don't define your worth. Failures don't define your worth. It doesn't make you inferior. It doesn't make you any less than anybody else. And what I'm getting is like, now imagine if you reacted as like you just started bursting out laughing, and you're like, ah, ha, ha, and you just laugh it off, and you're like, that was so funny, like, you know, and you're just like, whatever, like, that's fine. I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, and I can make a fool of myself, and I'm allowed to be funny, I'm allowed to be goofy, and people are allowed to laugh at my situation because it was funny. And it's almost like when you allow yourself to be the clown, and when you allow yourself to just like step into, you know, being entertaining, it's like that's when you finally unlock this new insight that, like, for example, for businesses, right? When you're starting up like a business and you're starting something crazy, like the whole social media game is about grabbing attention. So if you're constantly worrying about like how people are going to perceive you, or how people are going to, you know, make fun of you, X, Y, and Z, instead of just being like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to make a fool out of myself and laugh it off. When you allow yourself to be a fool and laugh it off, you attract more people and you gain more attention. It's almost like that's like the formula for success, is allowing yourself to fail and look like a damn fool. So there's nothing wrong with feeling embarrassed. There's nothing wrong with, you know, literally making such a big fool out of yourself and everybody laughing. It's like, guess what? You got attention. Now everybody's, you know, if like, for example, in business terms, now people are going to be paying attention. People are going to remember you. People are going to remember what it is that you're selling, what it is that you are doing. So like, in a way, like, I know that's probably not the best way to explain it, but I want to show you the pros and cons of failing. The beautiful things about failing, the beautiful things about imperfections, the beautiful things about literally making a fool of yourself. These are what make you human, and this is what makes you attractive. This is what makes you lovable. These are the things that people want to see. So don't shy away from them. Oh my god. Pile 3. Maybe some of y'all are like entrepreneurs. It says brown eyes, love is all around you. People will love you for who you authentically are. It says, and people could be maybe even jealous of you. Oh my god, it says people make mistakes. Yeah, we have to embrace that. Embrace it. Past person is crushing on you. Okay, so that is what I have for your index messages. I feel like we got pretty freaking crazy reading with you, pile 3. I'm like, that's amazing. Okay, let's see what we have with your Pinterest. It could be something about maybe the way you chew bubblegum. Remember to fill yourself up. It says, Rumai said, as you start to walk on the way appears. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. So for some of you, maybe you guys have been lacking action. There could be something about what's mysteriously attractive about you, pile 3, is that you're no longer letting perfectionism, you're no longer letting your own opinion, like negative opinion of yourself hold you back. You're no longer letting anything hold you back from taking action. It says, ever felt drained after interacting with someone, even if the conversation seems fine on the surface? It's because energy is contagious. Some touches go beyond the physical. When we are connected with others, our energies communicate on a deep level, often beyond our awareness. If someone carries around a lot of chaos, negativity, and unresolved pain, it seeps out of our space, leaving a heavy, anxious. I don't know if I believe that. I would believe that that's only coming from your own thoughts. The only reason to why somebody's, like, for example, if you're getting a weird vibe from somebody, it's not that their energy is negative. It's the way you're perceiving it as negative. It's the thoughts that pop into your head that's making you attract or making you absorb negative energy. Is because of your thoughts. There's a lot about cognitive. I'm going to talk about this very quick and then I'm going to move on. But there's something very important about your cognitive development. I forgot exactly what the word is called, but if this is something that you feel like your thoughts throughout the day make you feel very drained, like for example, if you're perceiving your friends as being like fake, or if you're constantly, not that, maybe you're right about that, but if you are constantly perceiving things in a negative way, it's not other people, it's your mind. It is the way you are perceiving things. It is the thoughts that travel through your mind that is making you feel negative. So what we need to do is work through these thoughts, work through these shadow thoughts, these ego thoughts, and reflect on them, write them down, being like, what event caused me to think this belief? What is the belief? So for example, my friend looked at me funny. What is the thought that came into my head? There's something wrong with me. Okay, what feeling came from me believing that? Sadness, self-deprecation. What consequence or action caused me, like what happened after this whole situation, like what I felt and what I thought? I stopped talking to this friend. Okay, now ask yourself, is this thought fair? No, it's not fair, because I'm assuming that this person doesn't like me, even though it might be just something that made them uncomfortable. Maybe they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about something. How about I communicate? So that could be, it's like, are these thoughts fair? Are you taking shortcuts? Yes, I'm taking a shortcut because I'm immediately cutting this person out of my life, then instead of just communicating with them and talking through with them. And then another question is to ask yourself is, what would you say to a friend if they were dealing with this? I would say to myself, I understand you felt weird about that interaction, but know that your rooted belief is not true. It is a thought that was pushed onto you from somebody else. Like, the reason to why you feel like something's wrong with you is because in the past somebody made you feel like there was something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. So what are we going to do to uproot this? We're going to continuously, remind ourselves that there is nothing wrong with us, and we're going to focus on the positive reinforcement to remind ourselves that there is nothing wrong with us. And then a friend would also say, how about we communicate with that person? Why don't you ask that person, is everything okay? Right? You know? Okay. Anyways, so self-care. Remember to fill yourself up. It says, Happy Valentine's Day. Bring the bold back. Maybe you guys are very bold. Maybe you guys make very big decisions or bold like ideas, and people could really love how bold you are and the way you stand out. My value isn't up for debate. People could feel like you are very valuable. They say they talk behind my back because they were too weak to face me. F them. There could be, for some of you, maybe you guys are dealing with some toxic people that maybe you are walking away from. Or there could be something about no longer caring what people say behind your back because it has nothing to do with you. Even if people are talking behind your back, you don't have to let that, absorb. You don't have to absorb that. You could pull away your energy. Of course, it depends on the situation. Is it how we're perceiving it from our own traumas, or is this actually happening in reality? So we have me hiding my pure soul from this cruel world. This is an ego thought. The world is not disgusting. This is not true. This is from perception. Gotta be looking pure. For some of you, maybe you guys look very pure. Maybe you wear your heart on your sleeve. It says how to quickly relieve stress. There could be something about you relieving a lot of stress. Maybe you could take on a lot of stress, but you're not forcing yourself to be stressed out. Like, you're purposely trying to make things fun and exciting, but also giving yourself time to relax, enjoy life, sit in the present moment, and do little things to relieve your stress. It says when you focus on the good gets better. That's period. I think the biggest message is what I'm getting is what is mysteriously attractive about you, pile 3, is maybe the fact that you focus on the good. Maybe you're very optimistic. Maybe you're someone who looks at the beauty in life and you see the beauty in everything and you romanticize life, and it's almost like that energy is sent back to you tenfold. We have Mom, I can't pause on this online game. Maybe you guys are gamers. We have this hand here and it's machinery. Ooh, look at this one. This one's such a cute photo. This is so cool. I wanted to say some of you guys could be artists. Again, you could have a really unique look. It says sometimes you just gotta put everyone on hold and take care of yourself. Maybe you guys have a spirit animal of a bunny. And what I'm getting is don't be afraid to, hermit. You know that the hermit card from tarot? It's almost you kind of just have to be by yourself for some time, do a lot of introspection, a lot of reflection, and then you come back out into the world stronger than ever. So for some of you, maybe you guys need to prioritize yourselves and prioritize, yourself and nothing else besides that. It says take care of yourself. So that's what I have for your reading, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you felt like this resonated with you, I'd love to see you in my extended. We're going to continue with this reading, try to get a little bit more detail, maybe some 18+ messages. So if you felt like it resonated, you can check it out over there. Thank you.